What's good, people? I go by the name of K10, and you are welcome to Business and Booze. Brought to you by Culture Custodian, sponsored by Tequila, and we are coming to you from Days and Nights Studios. Today, I have with me a very special person. I know her. She knows me. She is the creative director of a contemporary women's wear brand, IAMSIGO, and one of 4 members of the art collective known as H Factor. Bubu Ogisi.
Hey.
Sorry, we didn't hear your voice.
Hey.
Hey. You're welcome.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks
I'm
for
good.
having me.
Thank you for being here
Yay.
in your usual way.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So I don't mean to expose you or throw you under the bus or anything, but you have a flip phone.
Oh my God.
Why do you have a flip phone?
Why did you do that?
I'm sorry. This is a safe space. At least I think it's a safe space.
I've always had obviously in Nigeria you always have 2 phones.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always had like a normal phone and like a vintage phone. So it's either a flip Motorola, a flip Nokia. So it's always having like a, I guess, old and new situation.
And it's
So in case of anything,
in case
of any like situation, I can just show them the old phone and they can leave me alone.
Okay, and it's in perfect working condition.
Of course, that's where I actually do all my business.
I see.
On the old phone.
And like compared to like the newer phones, how long does the battery last?
Actually longer, like 2 or 3 days without charging.
2 or 3 days?
Yeah, without charging.
Oh my days. Sorry, I will behave myself. All right. As I said, this is Business and Booze.
Yeah.
And in that vein, we're going to have some cocktails that have been mixed specially using Tequila, obviously.
Yay.
And then you can have a sip and you let us know what you think. Cheers first.
Cheers.
There you go.
In the eyes.
Oh yeah. They say it's bad luck. Bad luck for 7 years if you don't look into the person's eyes.
It's really nice.
Right? This is like a sweetish one. It's
Yeah,
just sweet
I like sweet things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just needs like a little bit of pepper.
Sorry?
Just like some paprika or something.
I see. You must always find a way to add spice.
I'll add jara,
Just
extra.
Add something sweet, something nice.
It's really nice though.
All right?
Okay.
I can say I'm putting mine
can I
down.
hold
Yeah,
this?
please feel free.
Okay,
Express yourself.
Thank you.
All right. So you wear many hats.
Yeah.
Right? Literally and figuratively.
I'm surprised I'm not wearing a hat today.
Exactly.
You know?
So that's where I was going.
Wow.
So you have one particular hat I need to ask
God.
about. I know you know the one I'm talking about. It's like it's
Which one? The super tall one?
The super tall one.
Or the delta one?
No, not the delta one. The super tall. That's the one that is
the super tall one. That one's actually made from hemp, actually from cannabis.
It's made from cannabis.
Yeah, the hat.
I see. That's why it's high. I'm sorry.
I'm obsessed with hats. I grew up wearing hats actually.
Okay.
I was a really shy child, so wearing hats made me feel very like secure. And my mother says no one should ever see the crown of your head. So
Interesting.
That's why I wear hats all the time.
So it's your design.
I mean, no, it's I have different milliners in like 3 different countries, so they all make like special.
Different what? Sorry.
Milliner. A milliner is a hat maker.
Milliners.
Yeah.
All right. Please carry us along. Don't assume that.
Let me educate you.
That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Okay. What did you study in school? How about that?
So my undergrad is in computer science. I know, weird.
Interesting.
And my master's is in fashion business. Actually, people think it's fashion design, but it's like,
fashion business.
Fashion business, yeah. Because I wanted to like figure out, I guess the idea of design comes naturally, but the actual business of it is the difficult part that a lot of creatives don't really understand. And it's the only way to be sustainable. I think people miss out that aspect of understanding the concept of communication strategy and marketing around being a creative. So if you don't understand that, you get a lot of people failing and like moving on to other things without being consistent.
Yeah.
So once you understand the business, so how to create your own strategy for yourself, then the rest is history.
Interesting. It's something I think about a lot, how people in showbiz,
Yeah.
they get the show aspect of it, but
But
the
yeah,
biz aspect is
exactly. And you see
severely
that happen. It's not
lacking.
only in fashion, it's in art, it's in music, it's in film. You find a lot of like what we were saying before, like a lot of actors or people just fading out and you don't know where they are now, if they're even still existing. But some people find, I mean, it's like a handful of people who find a way to sort of sustain themselves because they know how to go about the business of actually surviving. Yeah.
So you don't think it's something people can kind of just stumble their way through? You kind of have
I
to be
don't think
deliberate
so.
about
I
it.
had to, yeah, I had to be very deliberate because I mean, I grew up in between Lagos, London, and Ghana, and Accra, I should say, and then moving to this other country that doesn't speak English, which is Paris, for my masters or for school. I had to sort of also understand how not to like stay back there and sort of contribute to that society. I wanted to come back here to sort of like contribute to my own society or my continent. So I mean, for me, it was more important to just come back here and impact what I learned, and yeah, create my own strategy. Because I guess back then, nobody, or I would say, fashion isn't where it is now,
Yeah.
or even the art scene isn't where it is now. So yeah.
Okay. So even just thinking about something as simple as the name of your brand, right? There's already creativity in there somehow. Because so I like words. I like every time I look at a word, I'm thinking if I rearrange it like this, what does it mean? So obviously your I am Isigo is Ogisi
Ogisi backwards. Yeah,
backwards,
yeah.
right?
Ogisi is also like the kingmakers. So the intermediaries between, I guess, the gods and the kings. So Ogisi means sky king. So backwards means kings of the sky. So basically that's what the
Interesting.
name is.
And this was very interesting. We were speaking earlier about how you are very in tune with spirits.
Yeah.
So spirits within us, spirits within
Spirituality in
things
general.
around us.
Yeah. In materials, also in everything, basically. So I guess I mean, primarily that's what my research is about, my work.
Interesting. All right, before we go any further, and while we're on the topic of like spirits and that sort of thing, the good people over at Tequila
Oh, yay!
would like to present you with this.
Yay! Thank you.
Yes, and if you
This is
notice,
so
it has
cool.
your name on it.
Yeah, this is so cool. I love this. Yay. Tequila is actually my favorite. I don't drink anything else but tequila, actually. So, yeah.
Which is another interesting point.
Yes.
Because you said
yes,
randomly. Go on.
Yeah, I work with agave sicilana, which is the plant that makes tequila. I work with it a lot in a lot of my work because it actually has to do with spirit. Like the actual juice, I would say, that comes from this plant is supposed to evoke a certain spirit in you when you drink it.
So how do you learn that kind of thing? Talk us
It's
through
called
this thing.
research,
Right.
and yes, I think a lot of primarily what I wanted to do was sort of just understand more materials. Like why do we use sicilana here for like buildings here in West Africa more, and then
So you mentioned like POP type
POP,
of thing.
yeah. So we call it filler. So whenever so we ship it here primarily from Tanzania. So I had to go all the way to Tanzania to do a lot of research on it. And you see the difference in West Africa is used more for space, and in East Africa is used more for like the body or accessories. So a lot of my work has to do how the body interacts with space through time, and how that also changes our mindsets and our personality in relation to the material also. So yeah, research is an important aspect for understanding the stories of the materials and how they've been used through time. So how I guess this is from Mexico, I would guess, Ka. It's from
Mm.
Mexico, and they've also, I guess, harnessed this material or fiber into creating the spirit, but here we use it for other situations.
Interesting. So one thing you're big on is um, storytelling
Yeah.
through fabrics, right? So I'm guessing history is like a big part of what you do, but is it like global history? Is it African history? Is it Nigerian history?
I mean, Nigerian history would be nowhere without understanding African history. So, and understanding African history is also understanding global history, because global history will be nowhere without African history.
Mm.
So, without understanding the origin of my source, which is my continent, then I'll be able to understand how different aspects of our lives have been able to be like sectioned or been affected by different people or scenarios or materials in respect. So yeah, I'm obsessed with also how we tell stories too. How I can make up a story about you now.
Whoa. That's
And but it's true. I guess I mean I feel like understanding materials allows you to see the truth in stories. So when it's on the body also, you also feel like it's the most important way of preserving the story or the language, because I guess clothing is the language of the body.
yeah.
Something can obviously be expressed through, I mean, what you're wearing now, what I'm wearing now, obviously. Speaking was not really my forte as a child. So I was really used to like, dressing up and then being like, don't talk to me, just
So even from a young age, you say you're only speaking, or are you expressing yourself through
I
your
was always
fashion and through your
I was
dressing and
so
stuff?
much more comfortable in like overdressing, or like that was like I sometimes I would not even go out and play with kids. It would just be home dressing up, figuring out the next dress to wear to this party, to this one.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, like calculating how I look, or how I want people to look, essentially. Because I think, I mean, all of us in this room have been sort of influenced through the Western ideologies of dressing. So I guess my job now is to sort of transcend or change that aspect into our own indigenous ways of dressing, which I love about Nigeria. I think the reason why I research the continents mostly is because I want to understand why, or how we've also been able to be so proud about how we dress. Because I think we are actually one of the most, best dressers in Africa, to be honest.
Say it louder. Say it louder. And we think we're the best at everything. So
No, but we actually do take dressing really importantly, and it really helps us to also challenge the idea of others, and also keep ourselves in check, because we're also able to be proud of ourselves and our language and our dressing and everything that comes with that. But it also helps us to create a shield for anybody else that's trying to take that away from us.
So I'm going to make a statement now. You can correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like I feel like your brand is a niche brand, right? So how difficult is that to build, or how difficult has that
It was
been
really
to
difficult.
build exactly?
Because when I started out, a lot of people thought I was mad or crazy. My mom still thinks I'm crazy. And she's like, oh, yes, people are still buying your mad clothes. Yes, even some, I mean, I remember talking to like stores and stuff, and they were like, your clothing are too ethnical for us, and now they want those pieces. So
Yeah.
it's great to see how other people influence other people, but everybody sort of comes to the same playing field at the end of the day. Eventually, it's a hard place to get to, but I think it's the idea of consistency and truly believing in your spirit or yourself. I
Yeah.
think if you're able to, like I said, past, present, and future, if you're able to see into the future, then you realize that you just have to be consistent with whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah. And so with business, there are good periods, there are bad periods. There are lonely periods.
They are extreme lonely. I mean, I enjoy the lonely periods. That's how
Yeah.
I'm able to also create, work, meditate, dream, see visions, and that allows me to sort of remove what I've seen in the spiritual realm and bring it into the physical realm through design of fabrics.
Mm.
So I guess, yeah, I mean, seeing all these ups and downs and situations allows to like also understand self and your spirit as well, but also allows you to understand that nothing can ever be like the same for a long time. But you also have to allow that downtime to also inspire you to go back up.
Yeah. But in that downtime, are you ever tempted to conform?
Hell no.
Has it always been like that right from the beginning? You never thought,
It's
Omo,
even when I was working in
yeah.
oil and gas, like it was not even I was wearing like bright yellow suits to work, wearing hats and situations. My boss was the one who put me in for my first fashion show because he was like, "This office is not for you."
It's not working for
So,
you.
so,
Fair enough.
so I think it's always been like I said, it's always been my expression to like just express myself through either colors, forms, or fabrics or textures to be exact.
Okay. And I imagine you source a lot of your stuff in Nigeria and
On the
across
continent,
Africa
on the
as well.
continent, yeah.
How does that impact like your business plan? How does it even yeah, because I imagine there's a lot of traveling, obviously,
Yeah,
whether
there's a
by
lot of
air or by
traveling.
road.
Yeah, there's everything by air, boats, road, every single thing. I enjoy traveling. I think that's my dilemma. I mean, when I went to school in Ghana, my mom would drive us all the way from Nigeria all the time to through Benin, through Togo into Ghana. So it was seeing how I would always tell, okay, we're in a different country by how people are dressed, by the colors also. So I guess the idea of traveling added to my work because going to school in Paris and then telling me that, oh, there's nothing in Africa. And I was like, my mom has trunks of ashoke and fabrics that we make here. I see her going to, because my mom is obsessed with fabrics, so I would go fabric shopping with her. And even if she's giving you a present, it's not going to be anything but fabric.
Yeah.
So the idea of how textures and textiles influence ourselves, but it's also a way of giving and taking, has also really influenced my life and the idea of travel. So how fabrics also travel, but also techniques. So the idea of ashoke being something in Western Nigeria, but Akwete having the same process, but being something else in eastern part of Nigeria, and then going all the way to like Benin, where it's called Kamvu, but it's a different situation and in the way they make it. And then you go to Togo and Ghana, where you find how it sort of transcends into different names, but also different people are making it and different fibers also are used to make it. All the way up to Mauritania or Senegal, it sort of transcends and you see how everyone sort of creates or adds their own idea into how fabrics are made using the same type of process, which is the hands and legs.
And I guess even within the processes, personal style also influences how
Exactly.
things
And
come out.
also gender influences. So like with a lot of you find like with my research in West Africa, a lot of men are actually the patriarchy.
The go-to.
The patriarchy has like I guess fabrication, textile making, even clothing making also. But when you go to East Africa, you see there's much more of a matriarchy, a female balance. So you find even in Nigeria too, in Kwara State, where you find I guess that's the most place you find women weavers. They decide more on like expansion, on being wide, and then men always want to be weaving on like 7 inches looms that are really tiny, but then they concentrate on design. So you see how women are so expansive with color and with width and with textures, but men want to just focus on design. So it's also different genders and different personalities and people also that affect.
With your personal brand,
Yeah.
IAMSIGO, and then with something like H Factor as well, right? Why are you laughing? What sort of importance do you place on collaboration?
Oh, I love collab. I mean, my work is all about collaborating. I collaborate with people every single day.
And then like a thing like a collaboration with Victoria's Secret
Oh yeah.
where Naomi Campbell wore the piece you made.
It wasn't only Naomi Campbell,
Okay,
though.
there was Julia Fox. Was it Julia
There
Fox?
was Julia Fox. There
Uh-huh.
was Emrata.
So how does that come about? Are you the one pitching to people?
Oh,
Are people
hell
coming to look for?
no. Oh,
Speak
hell
on it.
no. That's part of my business strategy. I don't chase
Mhm.
tracts. So
Okay, so does that come in the form of an email? A phone
yeah, I
call?
mean, so I get different emails. I mean, I get different, trust me. Sometimes I don't even respond. I've gotten emails from different people that I thought were fake.
Mhm.
But this one was actually, I thought it was fake too. And then one of our close friends, Abba, had to now call me and be like, so they had to go through one other producer who now called Abba. And Abba was like, Bubu, Victoria's Secret is looking for you. Pick up your, pick up your call. And I was like, I thought it was fake.
Oh, snap, it's real?
It's real. I thought it was honestly fake. So, and I really hate emails. So when I saw the email, I was just like, oh, please, I beg. I thought it was like a spam or something. And then, we had the call and I told them if I don't have creative freedom, I'm not doing the projects. And they were like, you can have whatever creative freedom you want. And I think the only way I can collaborate with people, whether it's high scale or low scale, when our energies coincide and when you believe in me and I believe in you. And I think even with my artisans or my craft people that I work with, for me to be able to innovate your design, you have to believe in my ideas. So that's where that ended and started.
Interesting. What sort of what did the outfit look like? What did you use to
So
make the outfit?
we worked with like
Or the outfits?
the outfits. We worked with 10 different materials that I've worked with in the past, which is like one of them I'm wearing, which is glass,
Okay.
brass, bronze, raffia, sisal, agave. Of course, it was a bunch of different materials, bark cloth. So it was basically like a retrospective into like the 10-year situation that I've been in for the past 10 years, which is like harnessing, researching, and creating.
Fair enough. How do you unwind?
How do I unwind?
Yeah, what's your wellness situation?
Wellness is either traveling to some remote place that I like going to new places that I haven't been to, even though I love going to old places that I've been to. But I think wellness is about traveling, discovering. I like road travel. So whenever I'm in Kenya, we usually just go outside and drive like maybe 10 hours to Marafa or Malindi. I think just seeing how other people live, especially when you live in Nigeria and you see all the stress that happens here. When you see other people, you're just like, okay, I appreciate my people.
Fair enough. That's funny because I pegged you as a beach body.
I am a beach body.
So you're keeping
I'm
secrets.
obsessed with
You are keeping
water.
secrets.
From Delta. I'm a Delta baby. Like, I'm a worry girl.
So it's a no-brainer.
So no brainer. I'm a water, I'm a water spirit.
I was about to say spirit. Spirit must make its way back.
I'm obsessed with water. In all these places that I've mentioned, they all have water bodies. And I like to connect with the water anywhere I go to, whether it's a lake, a river, or an ocean. Okay. I think it's also important to connect with the land to wherever I go to. And it's allows me connect with myself too.
Which I guess then influences your creation.
Exactly.
Put it on a t-shirt. Do you remember
what?
Your first Millionaire?
Oh wow.
Do you remember
I think
how it came and
oh
what you
my
did
god.
with it?
My first Millionaire was probably back in the day before I gave birth. I think it was for Wizkid. We were shooting Jai Jai, the video, and I had to do the costume. And I think that was my one of the first millions. Yeah, because I guess back then, 1 million naira wasn't what it is.
It was some.
Yeah, back then I was doing a lot. I was a stylist then, so I had so many shoots. I had just moved back from Paris actually, so I was like, okay, my brand is too crazy. It's not commercial. Like, okay, what am I gonna do to fund my brand? So before being an artist, I was like, let me be a stylist. Let me make money from all these video shoots and then pump that into my brand. And that's exactly what I did for my business strategy.
Okay. So I'm going to do something around. Do you have anything to ask me?
Oh, no.
That's okay. I'm very
Okay,
happy.
wait. What is your favorite fashion brand? I'm waiting.
My favorite.
Hello.
Wait.
Excuse
Let me act
me.
like I'm thinking now. My favorite fashion brand. I'm really enamored by. I am IAMSIGO, and correct me if I'm wrong. There's not a menswear.
There isn't, but it's. So we delve into borderless ideologies, which is about not. I'm wearing Isimiyaki men's right now. Do you get what I mean? But it's like it's not specific. But if you're comfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm listening to everybody. I think it's time. I was actually thinking about it this week, and I've been thinking about it for like a long time. I think I need to actually just make something for you guys.
How about that?
So y'all can chill.
How about that?
Yeah.
But I know, based on everything you said today, I know it's once the spirits speak to you.
Yes, exactly.
You are just waiting for that go ahead.
But the thing is, most of my male clients bring their fabrics to me, or I make fabric for them and make something special for them that's outside of the collection.
So like a creative collaboration.
But that's a very small group of people. That's not for everybody.
No, I understand.
But I think now I'm going to listen to you. I think it's necessary to, because I think it's, for the Nigerian man or for the African man to feel more comfortable.
Yeah, and we are getting to a point where men are able to express themselves.
And they're feeling more comfortable in expression also, which is what I'm really proud of. Like I said, we're the best dressers on the continent.
I hear that. All right, so we're just going to do a quick
cheers.
Cheeky toast.
Yay!
You've been wonderful. Thank you for
Thanks
sharing.
for having me.
Sharing your insights and whatnot. And
to more.
There we go.
To more success, to more insightfulness, to being much more intentional with our lives and our spirits and ourselves. To the gods.
To the gods. All right. Until next time, this has been Business and Booze. Come back.